And here is the finished product, some delicious homemade butter. Let's just go ahead and give it a little bit of a taste test. A little bit of effort and a little bit of time, but it's definitely worth it if you have it. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to another episode of Carnivore Kitchen. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a super simple and super quick homemade butter recipe. And all we're going to need is some heavy cream, an immersion blender, and some water. Now that we know everything that we need, what exactly are those steps? Well, step number one, we want to go ahead and take our heavy cream and we want to get it to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. That's going to be very important. If it's too hot or too cold, it's not going to come out proper. The other thing, with regard to the heavy cream, is you want to make sure you're using at least 35%. The higher the fat, the more butter you're going to be able to get. But now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead. We're going to take our heavy cream and we're going to pour it into this little jar over here. One thing worth noting is if you are going to be doing this with an immersion blender, you want to make sure that there is at least twice the amount of space left in the actual bowl so that it doesn't come out, because it is going to thicken up. And if you don't want to spend the money on an immersion blender, I'm going to include a link right up over here to a video I made a couple weeks ago where we did it with a mason jar. All you need is heavy cream in a mason jar, so that one is going to be dirt cheap. But let's go ahead and we are going to start to blend everything up. So right now, as you can see, it's hardened, and if you were to turn it upside down, nothing's going to come out of that bowl. Right now, you might think that it's ready, but it's not. What we're going to do is we're going to keep using the immersion blender until the buttermilk separates from the butter. So it's going to get liquidy and it's going to get a lot softer. And then once that happens, then we're going to go ahead and strain it. But let's just go ahead and we're going to keep going until it starts to liquefy a little bit. Now, as you can see, the more we started to blend it, the more liquidy it is now, and now we have our buttermilk in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and strain our buttermilk. We're going to use a fine mesh sieve to strain it, and then once we've strained out all the buttermilk, the next step, we're going to go ahead and add it to our ice bath. For this, we're going to add some ice to a bowl, some cold water, and then we are going to put the butter in there, and it's going to be cloudy at first. We want to go ahead and knead it with our hands, and then we want to keep replacing the water. So we're going to add fresh water and keep doing that until the water comes out clear. Once the water comes out clear, then our butter is ready, and that's a very important step, because if the water is cloudy, that means there's still buttermilk left in the butter, and if there's still buttermilk left in the butter, it's going to spoil a lot quicker. So if you want your butter to last longer, you want to make sure that the water comes out clear. If you're going to be using it right away, it's not really going to make a lot of a difference, but if you do plan on storing it, make sure that the water comes out clear. And it took about 4 or 5 baths of water and kneading to get it to clear, but now the water is nice and clear, which means our butter is ready. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to throw that in the sink, I'm going to go ahead and form this into some butter, and then we're going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a taste test. And here is the finished product, some delicious homemade butter. Let's just go ahead and give it a little bit of a taste test. A little bit of effort and a little bit of time, but it's definitely worth it if you have it. And there you have it, a super simple and super fast way to make homemade butter. It only requires one ingredient and no elbow grease whatsoever. If you guys gave the recipe a try, go ahead and drop your comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought of the recipe, and if you have any recipe suggestions, go ahead and drop your suggestions down in the comment section so I can make whatever you guys want me to make. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to keep making these recipe videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.